Hey, what's good? Game on, Wisconsin. Post game is always better after a W, baby. And man, that was a big one because just knee jerk. Oh, I'll throw it to you. How you doing, man? How you feeling? And we'll get into
Dude,
knee jerk reactions.
I'm absolutely amazing, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I went to a game, you didn't know what Arizona team was gonna show up. You didn't know what Packer team was gonna show up, and guess what? I think Ferd Turgeson, Monty on Instagram, on Twitter said it best. He said that is the first time the Packers have played a complete football game
Hell
from
yeah.
beginning to end. And if we can keep doing that, which is asking a lot because no team plays complete games consistently.
Yeah.
Wow, sky's the limit, man. That was an awesome game, and even with some mistakes that like wasn't. It was just just the field. It was the weather, but man, for the sun to come out in the second half and for us to close out the game what we did, hey man, sign me the hell up, bro. What'd you think? How do you feel?
Oh, dude, I felt great because I was sitting there and I'm watching the game go on. I'm like, damn, man, we're up 24 nothing. This shit's gonna be over before halftime. And then we're just like, hey, Arizona, here's 10 fucking points because we gotta make our fans sweat a little bit. And then Cardinals came out right and drove the ball in at opening half. Our defense held them to a field goal, which made me feel good. But it also was like, damn, they just scored 13 straight points quickly. And I thought to myself, other Packer teams have been let those teams trickle back in. And then all of a sudden we're like, shit, is Narveson going to have to kick it? Is our defense going to have to get a last minute stop? Or we just had all these scenarios started playing in my head after all of a sudden it was 24-13. And this whole team, the offense and the defense answered, baby. Give that shit to me all day long. Right when we thought the momentum was starting to slip away from us, we were all like, hell nah. And we took it right back, man. So you love to see that resiliency in this team, man. So that's my jerk reaction. I'm feeling good. My baby boy's taking a nap right now. And yeah, man. So our episode of our post game today, we're going to introduce something new called the Coasties, and it's just going to be our in-game awards. But before we get to that, gotta shout out Tundra Town Clothing Company, rocking our official sponsor, rocking that Green Bay, Wisconsin Tundra Struck shirt. I'm going to wear this post game every time we win at home. The Cardinals look Tundra Struck today. I know it wasn't the frozen tundra, but the rain and windy conditions, the tundra had its effect on the southwestern birds. There, Cardinals, go back to your desert, baby. Go back to your dome. You don't want nothing that has to do with real football, baby. But anyways, Tundra Town, man. You can also get this Green Bay football tradition of excellence hat. Find that at tundratownclothingco.etsy. Use our discount code Game On Wisconsin. 100% cotton, printed in Green Bay, baby. And then from our other sponsor, Ultimate Autographs. Go check out what they do at ultimateautographs.com. Go into a break room or just straight up buy yourself a mystery break box. And if you do so, use our discount code Wisconsin15. Ultimate Autographs. I said, Umber, that when I get a job, after I get my first paycheck, I'm going to go on there and I'm going to buy a break box. We'll open it live on an episode and everything like that. So for you listeners, Bernie got himself a job on Friday. He starts November 1st. But you still see me on here being a effing bonehead, hanging out with my boy Amar. And okay, got the business side of things done. Let's get into these Coasties. I sent you some of the categories, Amar. I've made up some more. So maybe I'll go first on some of these, or if you're ready for some of them, let me know, and we'll
hey man,
get it, baby.
You tell me, man. I'm down. Let's go.
Okay, Coasties, baby. The first one is we're starting with the critical ones.
Okay.
The first one here. First Coastie is better luck next time. Who you want to say better luck next time to?
For me, Narveson. He had a great game, but he He missed one, and you know what? It's like he just has to miss one just to get it out of his system. But all extra points, good. And the other field goals, good. So maybe, you know what? Better luck next time because I feel like it's right there with him. He just has to get that one out the way. Maybe hopefully as the season progresses, it'll start working out a little better, right? And
Yeah.
we got to see Chad Ryland, who was the kicker for Arizona. He didn't get a lot of opportunities, but when he did, he came true, right? But you know what? Narv Dog, he's my dude. He not only is he has these opportunities to get the job done in these pressure situations where he's not perfect, but he's close to perfect. But like on kickoffs, I mean, kickoffs, he's been awesome. Like he's been getting into the kickoff zone. He's doing his thing, and I'm pretty impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty impressed. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna hold out hope. I feel more confident with him than I ever felt confident with Anders Carlson.
Yeah, I feel you too. I feel like there's maybe a corner that he can turn because my better luck next time goes to him as well, goes to Narveson as well.
Okay.
You know, if he makes that first kick that or the first miss he had, right? It was 24-0 at that? No, it was our response. I gotta look quick here, man.
Yeah, you good.
But he missed at a time where, like, you know, he
was turnover.
Yeah,
turnover. Yeah.
And it felt like he makes that kick.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like Kurt. It's like Kurt.
Yeah, it's a dagger. Already. It's a dagger.
Super early in the game. The miss, it was 31-13. Yeah. And after that the punch out. And I'm glad it wasn't crucial, right? It wasn't a one-score game in that moment. But yeah, that's I think we'll both go with that one. Our next category, a little criticizing here too, is missed you, boo. Who did you feel like, damn man, were they out on the field today, or maybe they just got held up or
Dontavian Wicks. Like he had a catch that looked really good, but overall it was the Dobbs and Watson show. And I do feel like, for all the hype that Wicks was getting, he was one of those guys where, just kind of missed him, man. And I feel like as the season progresses, the second-year player, he will develop. He will start having his touches. He'll start making more of his touches. But, when he was out there, he was great. But honestly, minus that, he had a couple targets, but he didn't do anything with them. Not great passes, but at the end of the day, just a lot of hype was going behind him. And now that Watson is back, I feel like he might take a back seat.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's my missed you boo is maybe someone that we can say this. Yeah, maybe I can say this all season long, and that's Rashawn Gary. And I know I didn't expect him, like, if he's gonna get a sack. I didn't have high hopes of him getting a sack today. He had one quarterback hit, but man, if Gary can get it going, this defense can take it to the whole next level. Because if we saw McKinney's missed you, boo. I missed your interception today, Xavier. Right, but I can't even criticize him. Right?
They
didn't want to fuck around and find out.
No,
I'll tell you that much.
At all.
But here's the thing. What did we show today, Amar? Is we can miss out on interceptions, but we're still gonna get our turnovers, baby.
Yep.
And before we get on to that next category, we'll get into those positive ones. Heath Soder in the house. First game of the season where it felt like Love was comfortable and in the flow of the game start to finish. Yeah. Whistle to whistle, right? Best game so far. You were just saying that at the beginning of the show, Amar. And Heath Soder also said, wow, only punted once today.
Yep.
And Heath Soder also said Wicks got hurt. Did he get So
I knew that what's his name got hurt. I knew that we saw Josh Myers get banged up for a little bit. We saw Reed get banged up for a little bit. I didn't know Wicks got hurt, so that makes sense now.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So if hopefully it's just he got knocked out of the game or
Yeah.
whatnot. I guess I didn't catch it in all the excitement either. And like you said, man, I was so hyped for the Watson and Dobbs show today, man. Absolutely loved it. Always got to give love to the big boys, though.
Mm-hmm.
Big boy of the game.
Oh,
Strictly
man.
defensive line or offensive line. Give it to me.
You know what? I'm going to give the defensive line because there was a lot of plays that was happening by Kenny Clark, right?
Yeah.
That's it, right? Carl Brooks, turnovers, fumbles. They were very, very impactful to the game. Kyler Murray, for all the hate he gets, he's still a good quarterback, and our defensive line and our pressure package was really getting to him. And yeah, he had a couple touchdowns, he had one touchdown, I want to say. But like for the most part, we were able to contain him, and not only contain him, but make him play poorly.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and so big boy of the game, I was going with Carl Brooks. You started off with saying Kenny Walker. Those should be the big boys of the game, right? They jumped on those loose balls today in the trenches. So hats off to you, big boys. Those are the turnovers we needed today. Gotta love it. All right, how about coach of the game? Who do you feel like maybe looked like he had a good game plan coming out there?
Halfway,
baby,
man.
Yeah, you read my mind,
right? I mean, he took this Arizona hot team that hit or miss, had their moments, but they scored 3 points in the second half. They basically didn't get anything going offensively. And for the kind of quarterback that Kyler Murray is, they really weren't able to take advantage of opportunities they had there. There was guys that were open because of pressure package, the different things that our secondary was doing. And I feel like, we had Valentine and Stokes that were kind of rotating in. Keyshawn and Jair were playing boundary, Bullard in the middle. Evan Williams, I mean, again, rookie guy, comes in, has multiple plays on the ball, causing fumbles, just being disruptive, short tackler. I'm just saying, I'm really, really, really looking forward to this Houston game next week.
Yeah. Coach of the game, I'm right there with you, man. Halfley. I'm not scared to double down on these awards because he came with the game plan today, man. I felt like he showed a lot of different looks at the line of scrimmage pre-snap, right? We saw a lot of different looks, it seemed like, but we saw a lot of just dropping into package and containing Murray and just hoping that coverage didn't break down. Exactly. So coach of the game, definitely Halfley. This one might be a little tough, though. Special teams play of the game. Just a singular special teams play. I have two that come to my mind.
Oh, man. I think I missed it, but I saw the highlights of it. That is step away to go to the bathroom. But it was Keyshawn's kick return, I believe.
Yes.
Right? His kick return.
Oh, and then, it was punt return. It was right after offsetting penalties, right? There was the offsetting penalties.
Okay. Oh, and that play, yeah.
On the punt, right? And so they had to punt it again.
Okay.
And on that punt is where you had the big Nixon return.
Hell yeah. So right there, boom. That was it right there. And then even though Whelan had one punt this game, it was a great punt.
Hey,
and got the job done.
Hey man, that's my special teams play. The only punt of the game, 46 net yards, bounces it out at the 8-yard line.
Boom.
Arizona, starting deep in their own territory, goes 3 and out. They punt it. Packers start in Cardinals territory, get their first score of the game shortly thereafter. So there was just it was a great corner, a coffin corner kick, and we quickly turned it into 7 points. So the only punt of the day, man, kind of, really focused that field position for us.
100%.
But yeah, man, that return, that was big because Jaden Reed fumbled it and the Cardinals recovered it, offsetting penalties. Cardinals have to re-kick, and then Nixon gets the big return. So two big special teams play there. All right. Defensive play of the game.
I truly want to say Evan Williams' fumble, forced fumble. Right? For him to be able to find because in that Chicago-Jacksonville game, we saw multiple times where the Chicago defenders were punching the ball out right before the guy goes down, causing a fumble, taking the ball, and either getting within scoring distance or whatever. Evan did that exact same thing. He didn't give up on plays. He's finding the tackle. He's just punching the ball out. He's playing like a 10-year vet, and he's a rookie. And I just feel like he is making it so undeniable for him to be on the field. He is just an absolutely amazing player. It just goes back to what Justice Mosqueda told us on the show when he got texted by one of the defensive staff members on the Oregon team, where he said, "Hey, congratulations, you got our best defensive player." And I think Evan has shown that week in and week out, he finds a way to be around the ball. He finds a way to make plays, and he finds a way to be just involved and contributing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna before I get into mine, I'm gonna get into guys comment here from Heath Soder going back here just to play. Narv making a kick from the left hash is the special teams play of the game.
I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah. And then Heath Soder says Mac legend Carl Brooks, the forced fumble and recovery. And I think that was the first fumble, right? That was the first fumble.
Yes.
And Carl Brooks jumped on that one. But I'm there with you with Evan Williams being the punch out because that was the one I felt like just like that took all the wind out of the Cardinals' sails, right? They were trying to get back into the game, and Evan Williams was just like, boom, not happening today.
Yep.
And that was it, man. And so that felt really good. But Carl Brooks, right? That was a huge punch out and rip out. It was so funny because my wife is really trying to get into the game more and understand it more. And then so she sees these two plays today of guys. She's like, they can just punch the ball like that. And I was like, oh yeah, and it was so funny because then it was just like, a little bit later in the game, it happens again. And she's like, do they just do this all the time? I'm like, yeah. We're not this good at it, but we were on it today. And I thank the Green Bay Packers for giving me a great teaching point of being able to teach my wife about football, about punching that ball out. Chris Rhyme in the house. We back, baby. Oh, yeah.
My boy Chris, let's go. My boy Chris, let's go.
Evan, he says Evan Williams is simply a baller.
He's just amazing, man. Like, I love Bullard. I love McKinney, but like something about Evan Williams, 4th round pick, who I feel like people poo-pooed on the pick because he was supposed to be like a 7th round pick, special teams player, not that great. And he has done everything that you would want a safety to do. He's starting, and he just finds a way to be around the ball. And I think, like, I was watching Darnell Savage in Jacksonville, and, like, giving up touchdowns, missing tackles. I don't miss it. I'm good.
Not one bit. So, Evan Williams with the defensive play. What about What about the offensive play of the game? What is the game like? Is there one play that you can think of that just really you're just like, damn, that just went down?
You know what? After everything, and I mean everything that Romeo Doubs just went through. I mean, he missed 2 practices. He missed a game. He was suspended. He comes back. He at first doesn't say anything. He does say something, and you can clearly tell, like, he's just not 100% there. And what I mean by that is that I don't mean this in a negative way. I could just tell, like, whatever he's dealing with, he's still dealing with it, And, any one of us who've had, like, mental issues, anyone that's known somebody that's had mental issues, like, you don't really know where somebody's at. And for him to come back and have a 2-touchdown game and just be clutch in situations that, most guys, if their head wasn't right or things were kind of off, they were not that clutch. He got the job done. And, he just produced what he needed to produce. And he showed, like, hey, guess what? Like, who knows if what was said by Bill Huber's reporting, which Bill's a pretty good dude. Like, he's not like a dude that, right? Like, he's not like, the Inquirer, right? Like, when he says something, there's normally some facts behind it, right? Like, 100% of the time, not 99.9, but 100% of the time, there's facts behind it. So for him to say what he said, he was very much like, hey, this is what I was told. This is how I feel. This is what happened. And then for Dobbs to come back and say, there's more going on than that. Maybe it's a combination of many things.
Yeah.
And for him to come back and do what he did, I truly believe he was a player of the game, 100%.
Yeah. I was looking like we'll get to offensive player. This is offensive play.
Offensive play. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Christian
You're
Watson
good.
touchdown. Christian Watson touchdown was amazing.
Okay, Christian Watson touchdown. I'm gonna go with the classic. Love was just like Romeo, oh Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?
Yeah, 100%,
On that second
100%.
touchdown, he just threw it up. Romeo's down there somewhere, and
Yep.
he went up and got it and turned it into 6.
Yep.
But that's my offensive play. But two touchdowns, I figured. And we might be talking about the same guy, comeback player of the game. Whether they're, comeback player of the game, that can be somebody who missed last game or somebody who just didn't play well last game. And we probably both.
Yeah, I was going to Dobbs is the guy, man. Like I already said, my soliloquy on that was enough. But Dobbs is the dude, man. Like 2 touchdowns, missed the game, had a lot of things going on, and for him to come back and produce the way he did, you can't say no. You can't say no.
And I want to make sure I give some credit where credit's due. I'll let you give your comeback player to Dobbs. I'll take mine. I'll give it to Watson. Right, he missed the game. There was all
100%,
this.
100%.
Oh, he's going to be out for 4 weeks. He might go to the IR, right? And then we got word from his pops, Azim, that right, it might not be that bad as they initially said, and we get Watson back and we get some big catches from him today. So those 2 guys were the comeback players of the day. Now let's get to the players, and we'll start on the defensive side. And we've already talked about one guy quite a bit, but maybe there's someone else out there who outside of Evan Williams who you think might be player of the game. Defensive player.
I mean, I want to say Edgerrin Cooper. There's times that Edgerrin Cooper was involved in pressures. He had pass deflections. He's playing coverage. He may have gave up a pass here and there, but all in all, finding ways to get 56 on the field has made a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope we see more from him, more and more. I think we'll see more and more from him throughout the season. Quay Walker's still, getting hit with some criticism. And, the guy makes –
He look good.
Yeah, man, he makes a lot of tackles. And, where there are some gaps in his game, it pops out. But for player of the game, I'm going to stick with Evan Williams. We've been singing his praise all game. I think more and more snaps for this kid, the more we're going to see him. Like you said, he's got a nose for a ball, and he's just around it all the time. And then offensive player of the game, you kind of already went the route of Dobbs. Are you going to stick with that? Or I
mean, no, I'm going to go Jordan. I'm going to go Jordan Love, man. Every week since week 1, he's come back from his injury, and he's found a way to kind of just show where you're starting to see who he really is, and he's playing well. He just getting the job done. 4 touchdown game again. And guess what? He's handling his business. And I think this next game against Houston, it's going to be a great, great, great test for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Hey, if Bo Melton doesn't slip and fall on that,
there's no interception there.
We might be talking about no interception. We might be talking about 5 touchdowns, right? Because that was on the 2-minute drill that happened, right? We were thinking, let's put these we're gonna take them from the Redbirds to the Deadbirds on that drive, right? If we go up 31-0 on that drive,
first half
over.
Game. It's game, dog. It's game.
But hey, we knew the field was gonna be messy. Bo Melton slipped. It is what it is. We still controlled the game throughout. But still, I'm going with you. Jordan Love, right? You don't throw 4 touchdowns in a game and not be offensive player, in my opinion. Did I see something about it's this back-to-back 4 touchdown games or something like that hasn't happened since Brett Favre or something? And I was
at home. At home.
At home. Okay.
100%. Yeah.
All right. I saw something like that fly by, and so yeah, man, I'm just so stoked by this win. And like you said, whistle to whistle, probably the best game the Packers have put together on the season. We moved to 4-2. As we saw, the early game, the Bears won. The Lions are playing right now, correct?
Yep, correct. Yep.
Playing the boys. That's probably
Yep.
where I'll be headed to after our show here. We'll just take a
Same.
five more minutes here. But yeah, just the Vikings next week, I think, host or go to Detroit. I can't remember which it is.
That should be a good game.
It's going to be a good one. And Vikings sit at 5-0. Lions are currently 3-1 playing the Cowboys. Right. Packers, Bears, both 4-2.
Yeah.
This division is effing crazy right now.
100%.
I can't, and I'm still eating crow, dude, because I definitely gave shit to Vikings fans before the season. I'm not going to hide from that. But the thing is, man,
worst. I think it would be the worst this year,
dude.
Like, what the hell, man?
I didn't. Here's the thing, though. I'll be honest with you. I didn't start talking trash on the Vikings or saying anything until I saw their own fans throwing the towel in on the season. When the injury started, when the injury started rolling in, the fans gave up. And now they're all like, "Oh no, we knew this was gonna be a season."
That's what kills me. It's like all of a sudden they're trying to act like, "Oh yeah, we were the greatest." I'm like, "Nah, you were done. You gave up week 1, and all of a sudden you guys got 5 in a row." And I feel like those 5 in a row have been pretty lucky, if we're being honest. And so
the last 2 for sure. The last
100%.
2 for sure.
100%.
But it's I hope, for their sake, maybe they win a few more in a row. Just let them get all the way to cloud 9, man, because it's the Minnesota Vikings. They're gonna sputter out. They've played their best football early in the season. This is, we'll see if they can keep this going. Sam Darnold is starting to show his true colors, my friend.
Always does. Hey, he's gonna give you a couple gifts now. He's gonna give you a couple gifts. You gotta take advantage of them. That's it.
And so it's but overall though, man, I can't tip my cap to Brian Flores and that Minnesota defense and what they're accomplishing over there, right? I still don't like you, and I still don't believe that they're gonna do anything.
No.
And
they always find a way to fuck it up. I mean, they always.
Yeah. The funny thing is we always find a way to fuck it up in the playoffs too. It seems like,
unfortunately, but we won't talk about us. We'll talk about them instead.
And so there's a possibility here. I just want to look at the standings before we get the last words here.
Yeah.
Right. The NFC West is an absolute mess right now. The South is turning into a mess. If the Lions beat the Cowboys today, the East is muddled. We could literally be looking at the NFC North and having 3 wild card teams. That would be insane.
I can see it. Yeah.
There could be a chance that it would just be the division winners and the NFC North. And that would be your playoff bracket, or division winners and the rest of the NFC North. That's what I'm going to hope for, man. I would love to see that. But yeah, man, feeling good, riding on cloud 9 right now. Give me some last words, Amar, about the Packers win, and maybe if you got any other plans for NFL Sunday.
So NFL Sunday, I want to be spending the next probably 8 hours of just drinking, partying, having a great time, and enjoying this last day here before we head back home tomorrow. When it comes to the Packers, we need a definitive win. We haven't had a definitive win in a while. And for us to go with this momentum into the Houston game, is going to pay off dividends, I think. And I think seeing Jordan Love another week, what is it now? Like 4 weeks away from a month away from his injury, you're starting to see him get comfortable. He's running the ball. He's working the pocket, right? You're starting to see the Jordan Love that we saw at the end of the year. And I really do think the sky's the limit for our team. And I feel like these next few games, Houston, Detroit, these other games where all right, these are contender teams. You guys show up, you guys show out. And I think this is our opportunity to show that we can do those things.
Yeah. I'm there with you, man. I'm so stoked. This team is starting to get the offense together. Love is feeling great. And
sorry. I'm right.
And he Soder says, need to keep winning. All NFC North teams are currently in the playoffs.
Correct.
Bears are taking the weekend off next week, so expect to probably hear a lot of chirping from the Bears during the weekend because they're not going to have anything better to do.
Sounds all right.
And, Lions, Cowboys. I'm gonna roll myself a big old blunt to celebrate this win today, and then I'm gonna sit and watch that Lions boys game as I melt into the couch and. And then, hey, that Lions Vikings game is big time football next weekend, and that's what I got to check that game. That is, dude, that's kind of a pain in the ass. We got Texans, Packers, and Lions Vikings playing at the same time next week.
Damn.
So we have a 4-2 and 5-1 Packers Texans matchup. Then if Lions win, it'll be a 4-1 5-0 matchup going on at the same time. What the hell are you doing, NFL?
NFL, I don't think they expect these teams to be the way they are. That's what it is.
True.
You know
That's true. Yeah. Especially the Vikings. I think everyone's still
100%.
shocked by it.
Yes.
But
100%.
hey, thanks for all joining us. Hey, I know that later today, I think it's 5 Central Time, right? It's 4 Central right now. At 5 Central Time, if you need some more post game, go check out Matt Ramage, Jimmy Christensen, and Iowa Joe. In 1 hour, they're going to be doing a post game show. Go check them out. All good dudes, guys that we've all collaborated and worked with. Jimmy used to be here on Game On Wisconsin. But that's what we got for you today. Amar, go enjoy the rest of your family time. I like I said, man, I'm gonna go melt on my couch, watch football, and probably make some kielbasa and sauerkraut later.
Sounds like a plan to me, brother.
We'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow for our normal episode of Coast to Coast Packers, where we will do an NFL wrap up. We'll touch a little more on this Packers game, and we will be looking into that Packers Texans matchup.
Hell yeah!
Thanks for everyone joining us, and as always, go Pack, go!
Go Pack!
Thank you.